No, well, that's okay.
My.
That's a little degrading. It's 3 murders in 3 minutes. That's our best record.
3 murders.
6 altogether.
The cook, Mr. Body, the cop, the motorist, Yvette, and the singing telegram girl.
But who is the murderer?
Well, ain't that the $1,000,000 question?
Sometimes the most obvious answer is right under your noses. I think the best course of action is to retrace our steps. It all started like this. At the start of the evening, there was thunder, lightning, the dogs barked. Ding dong, Colonel Mustard. Ding dong, Mrs. White, who noticed. Yvette. Ding dong, Mrs. Peacock, who noticed. The cook. Then, ding dong, Mr. Green. Sit! No, not you, sir. Please get off of the ground. Then, ding dong, Professor Plum. Miss Scarlet. Then, dinner is served. Well, that was more like a cocktail minute, am I right? To the dining room! Shark fin soup. Oh, yum, 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 yum. My favorite. Then Mr. Body arrived and we all went to the study. Coffee, brandy. So, who is this body fella anyways, you brutish butler? How do you do? Then Mr. Body asked me to hand out packages. Here's your package, take a package, everyone. This one. Happy birthday, Merry Christmas. Here's your package, Mrs. White. Ah! It's a snake. It was a rope. Then Mr. Body turned out the lights. Now! Mr. Body was dead, but not really. Really, he was alive, but we didn't know it yet. Then Mrs. Peacock drank his drink. Poison! Well, somebody had to stop her screaming. Then we all heard. To the billiard room! But Mrs. Peacock joined late. I'm an old woman who may or may not have been poisoned. Then Mrs. White asked, who else is in the house? To which we all replied, Ziegler! Who we found knifed in the back! Oh my god, so gross. Blood, germs, somebody help me up. I suggest we take the cook's body into the study. But Body's body was gone. Then Mrs. Peacock arrived with Mr. Body on her body because Body had been bludgeoned in his bean. Then the briefcase! Empty! Then ding dong, the motorist arrived. Are you a killer? And I locked it in the study. Dead! Then the unexpected cop arrived. Ding dong! Well, it's the decent thing to do. Why, you're all acting rather peculiar tonight. Can you canoe? Dead! Then Yvette got strangled in the billiard room. Dead! Which brings us to... I am your singing telegram. Bang! And now, here we all are. Bravo!
Oh, impressive, Wadsworth.
Well, what does it prove? Nothing! Well...
Enough of this! I know who the killer is.
You do?
I do.
All right, then. We're listening, Miss Scarlet. Who do you accuse?
It was Professor Plum in the hall with the revolver.
A liar!
I am not. We all heard the gun go off, Professor. Plus, I found your stupid tobacco pipe when we were searching the house. When'd you drop it? Huh? When scoping out the best possible vantage point to kill your next victim? You know, I bet that poor singing telegram girl was an old patient of yours, wasn't she?
I've never seen that girl before in my life. It wasn't me! Well, the gun is missing. Gentlemen, turn out your pockets. Ladies, empty your purses. Whoever has the gun is the murderer.
Well done, Wadsworth.
You won't be able to prove anything, you're all dead! Well, then maybe so, Professor Plum. But if we're alive, that's your man, officer!
Well done, Wadsworth.
Oh, that's what I said.
Yes, well, I'm saying it now. I'm handcuffed to you, police. Professor Plum, you're coming with me.
That's not how it happened. It happened like this.
All right, then, we're listening, Professor Plum. Who do you accuse?
It was Colonel Mustard in the lounge with the wrench.
I never lounge.
I found your Medal of Honor next to the dead motorist's body, who was killed by a wrench that belonged to you.
That's a lie. Well, the wrench is missing. Gentlemen, turn out your pockets. Ladies, empty your purses. Whoever has the wrench is the murderer.
Oh, Wadsworth.
There's your man, officer, not a kernel of truth in him.
Well done, Wadsworth.
Oh, that's what I said.
Yes, well, I'm saying it now. Guilty verdict, Chief of Police. Colonel Mustard, you're coming with me.
You have it all wrong. It happened like this. We're listening, Colonel. Who do you accuse?
It was Mrs. White in the billiard room with the rope.
I'd rather die!
I found your veil in the billiard room, and I saw how you cringed when Yvette served you dinner.
It's true. I knew that she had a torrid love affair with my late husband. I hated her. I hated her so much. Flames on the sides of my face, breathing, heaving breath. But just because I hated her doesn't mean I killed her.
The rope is missing. Gentlemen, turn out your pockets. Ladies, and...
Well done, Wadsworth.
Well done, Wadsworth.
That's what I said.
Yes, well, I'm saying it now. I'm Malcolm Morris, Chief of Police. Mrs. White.
It happened like this.
This is why. Who do you accuse?
It was Mrs. Peacock in the kitchen with the dagger. I found your feather by the corpse.
Gentlemen, turn out your pockets. Ladies, empty your...
Well done, Wadsworth. That's what I said. Yes, well, I'm saying it now.
I'm Barry DeHatchett.
Chief of Police!
But that's not how it happened.
It happened like this.
It was Miss Scarlet in the library with the candlestick.
That's the Chief of Police.
You can't do this to me.
Frankly, Miss Scarlet, I don't give a damn. But it really happened like this. I know who the murderer is. Who? All of you! Everybody freeze! You're all dead!
You can't prove anything, Wadsworth.
Well, I'm not Wadsworth. I'm Mr. Body.
How can you be Mr. Body if Mr. Body bled all over me?
Well, it wasn't Body who was bleeding.
Well, if Body was a body, then who was he?
He was Wadsworth, my butler.
But if you're the real Mr. Body, then what was your point in dragging this all out?
Well, when you started murdering people, I decided I'd roll the dice, see if you self-implode, kill off my entire network of spies and informers, which you all did splendidly, by the way, generously leaving your fingerprints on every glass, doorknob, and dead body. So now, I have each and every one of you on the hook for murder! Murder! Bribery for petty crimes is one thing, but murder, now that could get expensive.
But why this whole charade?
The madness of retracing our steps?
Well, it's all part of the game.
Game!
Yeah, I'm relaxed now, you see. Now that everybody's been killed off, there's no evidence left against me. I've gotten off scot-free.
No, the police are going to be here any minute.
What's so funny?
Nobody's called the police, have they?
They were never on their way.
Now listen up, you rebels! We are going to stack the bodies in the cellar, lock the cellar door, leave Body Manor one at a time, and forget that any of this ever happened.
No, I can't forget all this.
Well, now that murder's on the menu, the price of blackmail is tripled.
Forgotten.
Now move!
Wait a minute, we can all rush him! He's got no bullets left in that gun.
Oh, come on, you're not gonna fall for that old trick.
It's not a trick. There was one shot at Mr. Body in the study, 2 for the chandelier, 2 for the lounge door, and 1 for that poor singing telegram girl.
That's not 6.
Yes, it is. 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1.
Ah, there's only one shot at the chandelier. That's 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1.
Well, even if you were right, that would be 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1.
Ah! All right, fine. 1 plus 2 plus... Shut up! There's one more left in this gun, and anybody who moves is gonna get it.
So you're just gonna keep blasting blackmailing us and we're all supposed to pretend nothing ever happened?
Of course, why not?
I'll tell you why not. Larry Goodman, FBI! The jig is up!
Or is it?
Missed me.
You're FBI?
Apparently I'm a dead ringer for Green. He got a letter just like each of you, but he came to the Bureau to ask for help. I took his place tonight so we could have a sting operation.
Some sting! 6 people died on your watch!
I usually work the desk. My beat is property crime, you know. Theft, fraud. That's why I was so tickled when the real Mr. Wadsworth risked his neck to drop off a whole briefcase worth of evidence last night.
You've had the evidence this whole time?
Oh, it's all here. Of Miss Scarlett's books, including names of customers and employees, justifying why she killed the cop who's listed here on her payroll. Ooh, and a love letter addressed to Professor Plum.
That's private property.
That singing telegram girl was teenage daughter of the head of the you-know-who. Who would have accompanied Daddy? Who would have cleaned out Professor Plum? So you killed her.
Now see here.
And these negatives, Colonel. Quite the regular at Miss Scarlett's establishment. Bet you couldn't be a colonel anymore if that motorist had informed your general where he drives you on Tuesday nights.
Just wanted someone to talk to.
Oh, I bet. Anyway, shark fin soup indeed, Mrs. Peacock. Too bad your old cook couldn't keep quiet. If only she hadn't blabbed about your briberies. Maybe you wouldn't have killed her just before joining us outside the billiard room. Now we know what really took you so long.
Circumstantial evidence will never hold up in a court of law!
But this notarized record from the cook will. And Mrs. White, no, down, no, down. Thank you. And Mrs. White, you weren't lying, were you? You really did hate Yvette.
Flames on the sun!
Okay, we get it. Here's a container holding fingerprints collected at the scenes of your previous murders.
I never murdered my husband!
Fingerprints I'm sure the FBI will be able to match to those found on the noose tied around Yvette's neck.
I wore gloves!
You mean these? And last but not least, Mr. Bobby Body.
It's Robert.
You weren't lying, were you? You really did like Yvette.
It's you.
Illicit green card love affair is the icing on the cake of this FBI file. An FBI file on the whole Body family. Your butler, the real Wadsworth, have been feeding us information for months. Talk about a real American.
You're British.
You know what I mean. I can see why you'd want to kill him. Twice. Your shot missed him in the study, but he wisely played dead. And it wasn't until you caught him trying to escape. You bludgeoned him to death with a lead pipe I dropped on my way to the kitchen.
I mean, really, who drops a murder weapon?
I didn't know it was a murder weapon! The Body family's been wanted for organized crime for generations, but they've always eluded the law. Until now. Tonight, the Body business has reached a dead end.
You leave my family out of this! Help me, Larry. It's so good.
And that's how it really happened at
Second
Body.
We're coming. I will make you escape. Oh, yes. Oh, there we are. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm gone.
Stand back.
You killed him. Not yet. When your heart is breaking, smile. Oh, Mama. Larry. Now.
I tell you, this was the most exciting night I've had in a long time. I mean, you were great. You're all under arrest, okay? Officers, here are the criminals you've been looking for, and you'll find the recordings of the confessions we've been waiting for in the billiard room.
Tapes.
All right. Who done it?
They all did. But if you want to know who killed Mr. Body, it was me, Special Agent Larry Goodman, in the hall with my gun.
Well done, Goodman.
That's what he said. And that's how it really happened to Sorry. Okay, Chief, take him away. I'm going home to sleep with my wife.